Football season is officially here, which can only mean one thing. Mahomes and the Chiefs blowing out the Texans in Arrowhead. Patrick and his gang of merry men marched through J.J. Watt's D-line to dominant performance. Deshaun Watson tried to completely carry the team in the last quarter, but it was too late. Probably should have seen this considering all of his options are either injury-prone or mediocre jabronis. Welp, we're moving from one AFC dynasty to another. God bless the new National Football League. Ah, yes, a Baltimore game against Cleveland, a joyous affair involving stats for all the good girls and boys. Aside from one or two drives, the Browns were flattened by the improved Ravens defense, and couldn't keep up with Lamar in offense. A Browns game is like getting diagnosed with cancer, but there is no lollipop. Calais Campbell deflects it before tackling you to the ground. That's why Calais Campbell sacks kids with cancer now. Speaking of cancer, Icarus, you flew too close to the sun. Well, in this scenario, Icarus is on the ground, but surrounded by his followers screaming about how he's going to the sun. Then the Catholics come and force everyone to convert to the Church of Drew Brees. Who cares that your quarterback is old and your defense is questionable? You signed Gronk. Oh wait, he did nothing because this isn't 2015. Tom showed signs of his former self, but Cameron Jordan snapped that back to reality. This game was a shootout. Some might say it's because of two great offenses, but I prefer to say that it was because of two terrible defenses. Josh Jacobs and Christian McCaffrey did their thing. Quarterback play was decent enough, but those secondaries just, jeez. The evil Empire Wises, looking better than they did last year. If I had one complaint, I'd say they're very top-heavy. They got two key players, as far as I see. Cam Newton playing better than he has for the past 5 years, and Stephon Gilmore carrying a defense ransacked by the offseason and nabbing 2 interceptions. But my question is, what would the Patriots do without him? Well, knowing Belichick, he'd probably elevate Stidham to God tier. Well done, Pats. Now this was a game. Two elite offenses throwing glorious touchdown after glorious touchdown. Great play from Russell Wilson, Matt Ryan, Julio Jones, Tyler Lockett, Calvin Ridley, and, oh yeah, Greg Olsen still has a job during this pandemic. Good for him. Fantasy football points for all. Aaron Rodgers is the Vegeta of the NFL. He becomes more powerful when spiteful. He rediscovered his deep ball accuracy and gifted Devontae Adams with glorious, glorious yards. Sure, the defense has holes bigger than Swiss cheese, but it's Lombardi time, baby. The New York Jets return. It's the butt fumble. That secondary is a butt fumble. The play calling is a butt fumble. Sam Darnold looks like a butt fumble. And Le'Veon Bell, the expensive butt fumble. Even when millions are uncertain about their future, a pandemic is going on, and the world as we know it is changing. There is only one constant. The Jets. They don't get worse. They don't get better. New Jersey football is a cold hell. There is no escape. Minshew Mania, baby. That's right. I've drank the Kool-Aid, and I am fully behind the mullet. I'm sorry, Indy, but Rivers is an old man and a gunslinger who can't go deep. This may be another lost season for the Colts, but Jaguars fans shouldn't get their hopes too high. You guys have no defense and are running on Minshew magic. So a Super Bowl is in your grasp. The Bears, playing close games against mediocre teams since 1920. Mitch Trubisky gets to pretend to be a quarterback as they beat the Lions, the league's punching bag. And they won because Detroit can't catch anything, unlike the little boys and girls in Flint, Michigan. The Bears. The Eagles lost to a team with no name. Carson Wentz has been sacrificed to the football gods, and Philadelphia has been burned to the ground. The football team have won a game, and hell is frozen over. May God have mercy on our souls. The Joe Burrow era in Cincinnati is here, and the Tyrod Taylor-led Chargers is a solid test. And they did it all right. A close 3-point loss is nothing to be ashamed of. He will improve, and maybe A.J. Green won't get a penalty at the worst time imaginable. The Browns next week may be a different story. A game that almost got canceled due to air pollution was a pure NFC West battle. The established powerhouse 49ers versus the up-and-comer Cardinals. And in the end, Kyler Murray's high-flying offense won out. Sure, the 49ers had injury problems on defense, but this might have been the upset of the week. The NFC West is going to be fun. Jerry, you have forsaken us. Your offense was flat and your defense couldn't beat goddamn Jared Goff. That much star power, that much offensive talent, and you lose to the walking mediocrity that is the Rams. This proves my theory, that the Cowboys are in football purgatory. So on paper, they should be Super Bowl contenders, but instead, they constantly play down to their competition. Oh, who am I kidding? They'll still win the NFC East. Congratulations, Steelers fans. You got a win against Daniel Jones. And you guys will claim that Big Ben is your savior even though he barely did anything. Like Giants fans with alcohol, their O-line was drowned out by the Steelers' defense. I probably don't need to say this, but Daniel Jones ain't witty. Even against one of the best defenses in the league, he underperformed. Someone please save Saquon. In our last game of the week, we have the Titans and Broncos. This game was more one-sided than it seems. The Broncos' defense was bulldozed by Derrick Henry, and their own offense couldn't keep up. I mean, the Titans tried to give you the win with 10 points. 10 points in missed kicks. Bum 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 bum.